Welcome in to Complete Estate Planning. Here's the question we're going to tackle with Nick today. I have a couple of assets that are in my name, but I don't really consider them mine. My parents' house is in my name, and two of my adult children still have bank accounts that are in my name from when I set them up. So how do you incorporate these into your estate plan? We'll tell you how to do that next. Welcome into Complete Estate Planning. Ben George with Nick Rosenbauer at the Rosenbauer Law Office. Find everything online at CincinnatiEstatePlan.com. So today's scenario, Nick, that we want to work through is just how do you handle these assets that they're in your name, but they're not technically yours?
Yeah. This sounds nuts, right? But it actually happens way more than you might realize for a number of reasons. I have had times where clients will purchase something to help out a family member, or so normally like a house. Like I've had people who maybe they have a pretty good financial situation, but their parents don't have money, so like they'll buy a house and let their parents live there. I've seen that happen often. I have seen times where people will have something in their name that's from their parents, but it was actually like misguided estate planning. I've seen that. We'll say, well, the parents put the deed into my name so that we wouldn't have to worry about it when they passed away, like a lifetime inheritance. But it's still my money, or it's still their money. It's still their house. I have also seen situations where they will help, especially for real estate, when the person who it's supposed to be purchased for is maybe not credit worthy. They'll say, well, I bought the house for my parents or for my kids. The loan is in my name, but they pay me rent every month, the amount of the mortgage. So they just pay the mortgage directly. So it's basically you pseudo co-signed for them, I guess, would be the legal, would probably be the most accurate legal description. But it's their house. And once it's paid off, I'm going to deed it to them. And then I've also seen situations where, oh yeah, I had this money. We set up these accounts, one for each of the kids, and it was mostly like me just putting away money for them, or it was money for them, and I just haven't given it to them yet, or I haven't taken my name off of it yet. Okay, so that happens. So again, it sounds nuts. Why are there things in my name that aren't mine? But it happens more than you would realize. So the big thing that you need to keep in mind is if we can get it out of your name right now, that's always better for you. I don't know what the situation is with anyone else, but I don't like things in my name that are someone else's. And more importantly, I don't like my stuff that's not in my name and it's owned by someone else. Okay, so if you can clean it up, I say do it. Now, if it's a situation where you just say, well, yeah, I had this account set up for the kids, but I've never taken my name off on it. Go to the bank, take your name off of it. It's their money, let them have it. That's easy. I've had other situations where, and then you don't have to worry about an inheritance because it's not really your money to give as an inheritance. Now, when that's not possible, or they're not going to do it for some reason, then you need to ask them, what happens with this when you die? And I'd say the most complicated one's the situation where someone will, basically you bought a house for your parents or your kids, and the mortgage is in your name and they're paying it. And, they say they want the equity to be theirs because they paid for it. And like, obviously, if they paid off the house, you would give it to them. But if you died today, you probably don't want that house being part of the pot of money to be split four ways because that's their house. So you probably have to make some sort of special arrangements for it. And that's all doable, but you need to have that conversation and maybe go a little deep, a little bit of a deep dive here to, if you passed away tomorrow, what should be done with that house? And are we gifting it, or does someone have to buy it out? That's the most important thing. Again, in a perfect world, if you can get other people's stuff out of your name, that is ideal. If there's any reason you cannot do that, you need to be very careful about the inheritance plan, because it probably won't work with just throw everything in the pot and split it equally among our kids, because that's not really yours. A lot of times we have to come up with a way to give it back to them. And there's a number of different ways to do that.
All right. Very good. Well, thanks for answering that question for us, Nick. If you have one for us, you can drop a comment down on the YouTube on any of the videos, and we'll try to check those out and maybe bring one of those to a future episode. But it's always best to reach out to Nick directly. You can do so at CincinnatiEstatePlan.com. There's a link right there at the front to go ahead and schedule a call with Nick. But you want to call the office directly, you can do that as well. 513-463-6789. Good stuff, Nick. We'll have another question coming up soon. Please subscribe on the show. And thank you for watching Complete Estate Planning.
Are you feeling overwhelmed by estate planning? The process can seem complex, but it doesn't have to be. The Rosenbauer Law Office is dedicated to helping you protect what matters most: your family, your assets, and your peace of mind. Nick and the team will guide you through every step of the process, making sure you feel confident and informed along the way. Take the first step toward peace of mind today. Schedule an introductory call by clicking the link in the description of today's show.
This show is for informational purposes only and does not provide any legal advice. Information on this show may not constitute the most up-to-date legal information. Please do not act or refrain from acting based solely on anything you hear on this show. This show does not form any attorney-client relationship with the Rosenbauer Law Office, LLC. Please seek the counsel of a qualified attorney before addressing your own estate planning needs.